Hey everyone. Hope you guys are having a lovely Saturday. I'm here by myself. Woohoo! So, we're going to be crafting bandits today. Hopefully, get this done, which I've already started. And while I'm cutting these out, we'll have good old fashioned chitty chat woman time because, I'm stuck in a house full of kids and my husband. Never have any good, meaningful conversation. No, I'm kidding. All right, hang on one second. Let me put that down. Sorry, guys. If you're joining me on Facebook or YouTube, hey, how you doing? Um, I have to have I have two cameras up here, one for TikTok and one for this. So what I'm doing right now, before I get started on the pop-up, is I had to cut out a butt ton of leaves. Okay, because we're gonna make like this little peeking. I don't want to say peekaboo because that's going to get confused with a different insert that I do, but I'm going to call it a peeking pop-up. Okay, so all I did was I punched out some circles, and I'm making leaves, cut them in half, go like this. I found that this way uses the least amount of paper. And so I'm just going to finish these up right here. I just have a few more. And if I end up needing any more, I'll snap, crackle, and pop some more out. Very easy. I'm going to make this tree kind of like the one that I did in the Fairy Wonderland book. And I made like a tree and this little fairy thing swinging from it, except I'm going to have to figure out, I'm going to put it over the movable element. So I kind of got a bracket over it to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of all the movie-gooby stuff, moving, grooving stuff. Oh, I'm doing good. I am freaking tired as all get out though. I don't know why on the days that I actually get to sleep in, why I can't sleep in, even though like on the other days I could sleep until noon, especially in the summertime when I don't have to homeschool. I sleep like a teenager, but then today I got up like before 6. And of course, if I get up, everybody's got to get up. Like, well, and everyone, I mean Jeremy, because I just like harass him until he does, because that's how I am. And it's probably because of undue stress. He's stressing. Well, family is stressing me out. You guys ever notice that? Like, whenever, I don't know about you guys, but we have perfect harmony in our house, until outside sources come in and ruin it. And it like, oh my gosh. And we have these relatives who, I don't know, they're bums, and they make decisions without thinking how they're going to follow through on it. And of course, my husband is an all-arounder. He does plumbing, he does electricity. He's basically the MacGyver husband. Okay, he can pretty much do anything. And I'm not even close to exaggerating. I play the clarinet, and when we were short on money, I really wanted to get my pads replaced and my corks on my clarinet, and it was going to cost like $120. He researched it and did it. That's how he is. He researched it, did it, worked fantastic. He just bought the pads and corks and did it himself. He had no idea how to do it, and that's what I live with. So if he doesn't know how to do something, he'll research it until he does. But he's the only one in his family who does this. Everyone else, like, says, I'm going to build a house, but I have no idea how to do it. So they go to buy all the supplies and everything, And then they're like, okay, now what? And then he has to come in and swoop to the rescue. That's how they are. I'm not like that, and it stresses me out. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I'm sorry if you are, but explain yourselves why you're like that. Y'all know me. I'm spastic. Okay. I'm all over the place because, like, when I'm on live, I get anxious, because I get nervous, and it's not because of you guys. It's just me because I'm so spastic. And, but I try to plan 10 steps ahead. I'm a planner, and so is my husband. So when you don't plan, it's really frustrating. So they have a relative who is disabled, but he caused it himself, okay, from bad decision making, and he's going to move on family's property in a shed. Okay. Granted, my husband's side of the family, they don't have the money for this kind of stuff, and they put the down payment on this thing that I hope this guy pays for. Oh, by the way, I found some color bulb pins on Amazon. I didn't know they came in other colors because it's been like 3 years since I bought bulb pins, and I finally ran out. So I got bulb pins. Yay. Back to the Ferris wheel ride here. And then they wanted to wire up electricity, and nobody knows how to do it except my electrical engineer husband. He's a electrical mechano engineer. And so my husband was like, there's no way they're going to be able to afford all this stuff that is involved with it. And I don't think they understand that. And so he's like, I'm going to have to go to Home Depot, and I know you're not going to like it, but I'm going to have to, buy it, get out of our down payment car fund, because we're frugal when it comes to vehicles, and we have a 2011 we bought brand new Traverse, and it's almost at 200,000 miles. And my husband's like, we're going to have to bite the bullet. We're going to have to get a new vehicle, and hopefully we won't have to get one again for like another 15 years, maybe. Because it has all that, all of them have all that crap on it now that breaks. And so we had to dip into our down payment fund, freaking $1,500 worth of stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then my oldest daughters are all teenagers, and then I have a 4-year-old. And then they're stressing me out because they were like, do you realize in 10 years, I'm going to be 29. She's going to be 27. She's going to be 24, and she's only going to be 14. And I said, and how old are you going to be? And I was like, do you think I need that right now? Seriously? Yes, I know I had a geriatric pregnancy. You don't have to keep pointing it out. Yeah. Well, no, they didn't even ask him for it, but as soon as he gets there, it's kind of like, okay, you want me to wire up all the stuff. Where's the stuff at? Oh, I need that stuff, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so then he has to leave on a Saturday, and it's not just that, it's just everything. And he has a brother, and this is not down the street. This is an hour and 20 minutes one way. Okay. And he has a brother who is over his 30s who lives there, but he can't do nothing. And so anytime somebody needs something fixed or anything, because they never take care of nothing, my husband has to go up there, and he dragged all the kids with him, which is nice. I know it's because he makes good decisions and, tries to better himself, which is what we teach our children. Yeah, you can be content living here like this now, but always strive to be better. There's nothing wrong with that. It makes life a little bit easier. Now I have a headache. And so, yeah, so that stressed me out, and that's probably why I woke up early. Sorry to burden everybody with my problem, but it's either I talk to you guys or I talk to my teenage daughters. You know what I mean? And I don't like to involve them with stuff. I only talk to my 19-year-old because she's the oldest and she knows. You know, she knows what it's like to pay bills and stuff. So I dug up my little, I'm calling this the Peking Pop-Up book or template. I have like a whole like big humongous box full of templates. And I made a bunch of these when I did the whole scrapbooking thing. When was that popular? Like in 2003, 4, you know, somewhere around there. And so I did scrapbooks for each one of my girls, minus Ruby because I'm such a slacker. And this one is one that I did in the, let me find that book so I can show you what it looks like. I did this in a journal spread last year, and I did it on live because it's not that hard. And I actually did it without my notes, I think, when I was on live too. But I remember it, so the easy ones I remember. So this is what, where is it? Right here. So this is, it was on the Secret Diary journal spread. And it moves like this. It's a little bit wonky from being squished up in the book, but it will kind of pops up like so. And that's what we're working on. And it's easy. All you need is a piece of paper. This is one of my favorite journal spreads. By the way, even though she's wonky as all get out in there, I always have to tuck her back in because her feet hang out. But yeah, so this is what it does. So instead of, I love putting stuff like this in the journal spreads because it just, you know, it gives it a little oomph and stuff. And this is my journal from last year, and I filled it up completely to the brim. So, and I have a lot of pop-up inserts. That's why there's stuff hanging out everywhere. What I probably need to do is get it out of this book and put it like in a hardback book kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay, so washi tapes have been added to my Etsy shop. I have 7 more on the way. I have rag dolls, and then I have a border tape that's going with that called Stitches, and Oasis, and then a border tape that goes with that called Egyptian Borders. Fancy Nancy, which is my grandmother, and she looks amazing. Actually, you know what? I've been keeping an inventory of all of my designs. No judgment, please, but here they all are. This is a whole notebook full of washi tapes. I can't even get it in there. These are my actual washi tapes. These are my samples right here. And I'm not going to show them to you because I don't want, you know, poachers poaching my design. But I put like the ones that have came and, you know, that are, you know, already released in my Etsy shop right in here. But let me find the designs real quick and I'll show you. These, I know I got a ton of them. And I haven't even got them all in here yet. The circus one is already in there. Zombie baby dolls. Then I got the pinups. The ones that came this week were Oblivion, which is a steampunk Fallout post-apocalyptic type one. And I really like it because, you know, I like Fallout stuff. Oh, FYI, if you are new to me, I always, hang on, let me get my camera here. I always put Easter eggs in things that I make, especially if I'm designing stuff. Hang on, I'm trying to get this camera to focus. And funny story, this, I know it doesn't look like me, But all of this down here is actually me because I did a bourgeois photo when I was 18 years old in St. Augustine, and it said 5-cent baths on it. So there's my Easter egg for that one. I put an Easter egg in all of my washi tapes, by the way. And yes, there are quite a few of them. Let me see, what the heck was that? Oh yeah, that was Oblivion. And then I did a journal spread on the Black Swan one. And it's right there. There's the Easter egg right here. That's moi. And then, let me see. That also was when I was younger. I just put stuff around it. This is the only one that I didn't, only because it's Labyrinth. The Labyrinth one, actually, yes, I did. That is Lily when she was younger, right there. See, I told you I always do. I forgot I put that one in there. I thought I didn't. And then I have Gods and Goddesses here, and that one's in there. I'm trying to find the picture. Which one was it? Now I gotta think of which one it was. Jeremy. Right there. Oh, can you guys see? Yep. He's one of the stone guys. Okay. So, and then I got the Highland Cows. And all of these right here currently are the ones that are in my Etsy shop. Ruby. So, yeah, I got a lot of them in here. Kaylin. I just know how to mask them in very, very well and get them all up in there. All right, so here are the next ones. You guys get a sneak peek because you guys are on my live that are coming this week. Fancy Nancy. This is my grandmother, and I turned her into a cartoon character. And I put all of her favorite things, or all the things that she has ever done, in this washi tape collection. And it will be pre-cut. Should be anyway. Even her favorite movie is in her glasses right here. It's John Wick. I know you guys probably can't. Oh, there it is. See? John Wick. That's her favorite movie. There's one of her getting one of my packages. She dressed up like Carmen Moran. That is what my grandfather actually looks like if he was a caricature, you know. So yeah. So this is my grandmother, Fancy Nancy collection that will be here, and it is everything that has to do with my grandmother. She is a crafty person. She just turned 91. And so I did this for her birthday. Where'd that go? That is actually me right there, sitting on her lap right there. There's her grommets advice, their wedding picture. I mean, everything. I captured everything. And yeah, and she paints palm fronds is I think what you call them. And she's a seamstress. She owned her own business. And so I think it's a really cute collection that everybody's gonna like. And I swear to God, I will show you pictures of her. It looks exactly like her, to a T. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not even close to kidding. Yes, she sent me that in the mail one time, and she said it's for Jeremy, technically. And yeah, she really is a real golden girl. And she sent me that book. She's like, you need to read this book. And I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah. And so this is the collection that I'm like super excited for. Fancy Nancy, that will be the next one. Oasis. Now, this is one collection I've been wanting to do for a while. It's Egyptian themed. And when I say Egyptian theme, I went completely all out with everything, even the mummies right here. Very Cleopatra. I got, you know, the embalming tables. I got everything I think that I wanted in this collection. And even scarabs, you know, doing their thing and everything. And that was me when I was pregnant with Lily right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of blurry. See, I put them in everything. Egyptian borders. This is the border that goes with that. It will be sold separately. And then this is the stitches border. 4 different types of stitches that will go in there. And it goes with this collection, the rag dolls. And that is me right there. Even the hair. So the rag dolls collection is what it is. It's rag dolls. And there are a lot of Easter eggs in these, meaning people or characters that you've actually seen. This one and the Oasis one will also be pre-cut. So this, like I said, rag dolls. They're just a bunch of rag dolls in there. This one I'm actually really excited to see in person. Oh, that was me also when I had short hair. And as you can see, they have hearts on them. Those are my favorite. And then I think this is the last one is, nope. There's one more. Roaring 20s. This is one I've also wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to capture the Roaring 20s Prohibition era. I got everything, you know, from the jazz to party hardy to casual. It's very Great Gatsby music. This one's also going to be pre-cut. I mean, this one right here is actually one of my favorites. This is going to be one of my favorite pictures. Right here are my stickers to use. So I got the clarinet. There you go. That's my little input in there because I play the clarinet. So that's the Roaring 20s. And then the last one is my favorite artist, Frida Kahlo. It's the Frida collection. And all of these paintings in here were done by me with her inspiration. So bootlegger love, yeah, exactly. So this one is not pre-cut because most of them are like this, easy to cut out. Oh gosh, they're probably gonna flag me for, you know what, it's art. It's art. But these are my paintings on her collections. So this is the Frida collection, and you know, my thing on there, because like I said, she's my favorite artist, and it will have flowers in it and whatnot. So those will be the next washi collections that will be added to my Etsy shop. They're on their way right now, so there will be 7 of them. Again, they were Fancy Nancy, my grandmother, Oasis, and the Egyptian borders, stitches, and that goes with the rag dolls, and then the Roaring 20s and Frida. So those are the next 7 washi collections that I'll be adding, and they are all ready to go in my Etsy shop. Yay. And then I have 5 more that are in pre-production, and one of them will also be a border that will be going with that. So as soon as I get the word on that, I will let all you lovelies know what they are. But yeah, these are on my washi tapes. Like I said, I don't show them to anybody until they're in my Etsy shop, except for Angela. Angela knows all the ones I've been working on. And I just finished another one too last night. My goal is to have probably 50 plus washi tapes done this year. And I'm getting there. I got like 30 something. So yeah. All right. Let's get back to the peeking pop-up. So I cut all these leaves out, and this is going to go in the Wild Things book. Let me get it off of here without knocking anything over. And the papers, my digitals for the papers that I used in here, the line papers, and this are added into my Etsy shop. They print on any kind of paper you want. They will not print out brown paper like this. You got to buy your own brown paper to do that. That's why I do a transparent digital, so that way it can go on any color you want. So that's what we're doing. And I also added in the garden house and the love letters paper, and I have the timeless paper done. It just hasn't been added into my Etsy shop yet. So I've been working my butt off this week. So yeah. All right. So this is how the little pop-up goes. We're calling this a peeking pop-up. And this will be posted to my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. 4 Girls Stole My Heart. And that way you can go back and rewatch it. So basically it turns like this. These instructions don't include this little part right here. This is just to show you how it turns right here. And this is the part we are going to make right here. So if you want to take a screenshot, whoop, hang on, let me get it in the picture. You want to take a screenshot of it, do it now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is what it looks like right here. I keep this in my book so I can remember it. And what you need is a 5 by 3 1/8 sheet. That's about the right way, but this is what we're doing right here. And I'm going to talk you through it. Now this sheet right here, the card that it's in that fits in here is a 10 1/4 by 6 3/4 card size. So it can fit like almost greeting card size. So that is what's going to go in there. So we're going to make this. I also wrote instructions down, but I think this is pretty self-explanatory. So let me get a piece of paper. Go in here. I got some scrap paper, so let me do this. Dooba-dooba-doo. All right, 5 by 3 1/8 size. So I'm just going to cut this down to 3 1/8. And like I said, this is really easy. Probably the hardest part to this is where you glue it in the card. But I'll show you a little trick for that. Okay, so what you got to do here is you do need a, let me get this, a scoring, like a stylus, or using like a scoring board, which I got one here. Actually, I wonder if I got my small one right here. Use a smaller one. Oh yeah, I do. Let me use the smaller one so I don't have to have that big clunky thing up here. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to score on the left side 3/8. Yeah. Let me see where we got here. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 3/8. It's going to be right here. You're just going to score a line on that side. And then you're going to score a line from here to 2 3/8. So you'll go over to 2 and then go over 3/8. And no. We got to go over to 3/8. 1, 2, 3, and then go over 2. It's going to be such a pain in the butt. Hold on. See if I can pick this up. So 1, 2, 3, 8 right here is 2 inches, and then just go over 1, 2, 3. and we're just going to score it right there. So this is 3/8, and then from the scoring line, go over 2 3/8 extra. Okay, 1 second. Come on. Let me see if I can lower this down a little bit without it getting completely in the way. So that way, can y'all see that? All right, let me move you. I'm going to move you guys this way. And that way, maybe it will stop being so flippin' blurry. Okay, and I'm going to move these down so I can see what's going on here. All right, so we got 3/8, and then from this scoring line, we're going to go over 2 3/8 and score it right here. Okay, I'm trying to get my thing to focus. These webcams are awful, I'll tell you. So then from here, what we're going to do is we are going to go over 5/8 and we're going to score. So just keep on counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. And then another 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it right there. So we should have, well, wait a minute. I don't think we had to score that last one. You don't have to score this last one. Sorry. My brain ain't braining right. So you only need to score 3/8 from the 3/8 line, 2 3/8 score, and then another 5/8 from this line right here. Don't score it again. Okay? I was looking at my paper, and I thought that was a scoring line and not a drawn line. So let me go ahead and cut this real quick. That way I don't have an extra little dimple in there and that confuses anybody. Because I don't want to confuse anybody, because I know how hard it is. It's easy to confuse me. Let me make sure I got it. Okay. Always keep backups. All right, so here it is again. You got 1, 2, 3/8 right here. Then from here, we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go over, what is that? 1, gosh, I can't read that. What is that? 1/4? Oh, okay, I see. Then we need to go over to 2 3/8, which will make it 2 3/4. Sounds right. Yep. And then just 5/8 over from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So only those 3 scoring lines for right now. We'll do the triangle and score those, but that's after you gotta draw all that stuff in first. So that way you know where to actually score it. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Get my pencil. All right, so we're going to turn this sideways. So you should have your 2 scoring lines up here and then the little one down here. And we're going to measure 1.5 from this side. Right here. I'm just going to mark it here. And then we're going to go 7/8 from this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7/8 from the 1.5 mark. Okay. So 1.5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that. And then just draw a straight line. Connect your lines together. Like that. Okay, so we have our 2 lines here. I know. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to turn this back around. And now from this side right here, we're going to just draw a line, a vertical line, 1 inch. Here, I'm going to have to do it like this so that way it's in the camera because my ruler won't go up. So just go 1 inch over from here. Just 1 inch over right here. And then we're just going to draw this line down. This is the one that I scored first. You don't score that one. Okay, so we have there. So far, 3/8 score line. Then from here, 2 3/8 score line. And then from here to here, 5/8 score line. 1.5 inches, draw a line. Then go 7/8 here, draw a line. 1 inch from the right. Everybody good so far? Fantastic. Okay, so now what we're going to do, hold on 1 second. This one looks crooked. This one looks crooked. Let me measure this real quick because I want it to be perfect. Let's see, 1.5 would be right there. And it's off a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, am I really off? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be right here. I thought it was off. Ooh, that would have been interesting. It probably would have still worked. But let's make it right. I've got to change my lighting in here. I get too many glares at this angle because I'm pushing it this way so everybody could see. I'm usually working way down here when I'm doing stuff. There we go. I think that looks a lot better. Okay, so right here we have our score line and score line. And what we're going to do is from the middle part right here, this is the score line right here. And this is basically the middle between this score line and this drawn line. So the middle here is where we're going to draw our little triangle. So right here, just go in the middle and draw it down to the score line point. Let me get all up in here, make sure I got it right. So we're just going to draw the slanted line from here and here. So to this drawn line, but the score line. And then the same on the other side. So from here to the drawn line. And this is the movable stuff that is going to make it, you know, get all happy. All right, so this is what you need to do now. This is smooth sand. Let me get some scissors. You need some scissors. Okay, so here we have our score line. We're going to cut that right there. Okay, that's this part right here. We're going to cut this score line just up to the triangle like that. And we're going to cut the other side of it, which is like the middle, that goes through the middle of the triangle, but don't cut the triangle. And then we need to cut this line also. Don't cut these flaps off. So only cut here, here, and here. And that's it. So this will be right there, and you're going to stop to the drawn line. So you got this little flap right here, and then you got kind of a little door right there. Now we're going to take and we're going to score these two slanted lines. Let me find my, oh, there it is. I was looking for this. So if you use one of these things, make sure the ball of it is actually on the line. Don't put your ruler on the line, or you're going to score somewhere in La La Land because it won't be lined up right. So you're going to score each of those slanted lines like that. Just the slanted lines. Okay, everybody good? Good, good, good. So slanted lines right here, right here. cut right here, and right here. Everybody got it? Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. The little scoring part, we're just going to fold it this way. We're going to fold it up. Now this part right here, we're going to fold it this way. Okay, just fold this back. And then the middle part here, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Okay, it's always where we have to fold it. That's that part inside. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I know it's hard to see because it's black, but it's in there. And this is the part. Let's see, see it in there? That's the part that's holding that in. So this triangle needs to poke out this way, and this needs to go that way. So this is going to go kind of in like that, but the triangle part is the part where you need to kind of bend it, try not to rip it, and this part is going to poke out in right here, okay, and out the other way. And an easy way to do that is to fold it like right here, like this, and then take your finger and kind of poke it up like this. I don't want to say what this looks like, but just poke it up like this, like that, with your other finger, and put the other one, this one's going down, this one's going up, kind of thing. And then just let it go like that. Okay? And this tab's going to be sticking out, and that's where we're going to put our good stuff on. Okay? So here it looks, and this is what makes it move, is that right there. Show you guys. Right there. Pretty nifty. That's how it works. Okay? So everybody got that. Now, you don't fold this, so when it goes in your card, it's going to be like this right here, sticking in there. This will stick to the one side of the card, and this will be on the opposite side of the card. So when you glue it in, this is where you need to know what to glue. I have found that when I glue it in, I will put glue here, and I'll put glue right around in here. Don't put any on this, just do this. And what I usually do is I will kind of set it in here like this and kind of put it up, because you want this part to kind of be straight. This part right here should kind of be like that when it's open, like kind of a 90-degree angle. So when it's opened like this, when this is open at a 90-degree angle, this should look like this. Okay, so let's make the card, and I guess I'll make it out of black, and then I'll just decorate it, because that will work. Because we're just going to cover it over anyway. Let me cut this down. The card size was 10 1/4 by 6 3/4. Let's cut this. We'll get these dotted. What did I say? 10 1/4 and 6 3/4. Only because we got to fold it in half. 6 3/4. And then we're just going to decorate this and make it Wild Things theme. So you're just going to take that card and fold it in half. And if you got like scrap cards like this that you want to use up, there's nothing wrong if you got like a rip in it, like, you know, it's torn or something, like a piece of it's missing, as long as there's not a hole in it. Use those for cards and just cover them over with a piece of scrapbook paper. So there's our card right there. Okay. So, see, like right here, I got a piece of glue or something, but I'm just going to cover that over anyway. All right, in a minute. So I don't want to put this in here yet. So when I glue it in, it should be glued in like this, with that 90-degree angle in there like that. So then when you open it all the way, it moves more. It does this right here. If you glue it too close, you're not going to have the same movement. And you want to have that little movement. And what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of Maxi there. Maxi, I almost called him Maxi Pad. Max, he's going to be laying down like this, and then he's going to kind of come up like that way. So we'll kind of poke his head out through the trees. All right, and that's what these are for, all these little leafy things right here. Okay, so like I said, if you're just joining, you can go back and watch this on my YouTube channel. And we're going to decorate this now before we put that little mechanism in there. This is the time you want to do that. You don't want to try to do it afterwards. It won't work. Okay, and one thing I do want to do is I need to figure out how I'm going to put this tree over here, which I think I could put the tree like in this area, like maybe the part of the trunk here or just the leaves, and put something over this and kind of make him to where he kind of spins around and does his thing. So that's going to take me a little bit of thinking, since I haven't done one quite like this. Now what was it doing? So I will, let's see, I may just use this paper and just kind of put it over there like that too. And then the front part, I will put where the Wild Things stuff is. It's kind of foresty kind of paper. Let me see, what is this? This should be what, 5 1/8. Yeah. So we'll make it 5 inches by, let me see, 5 inches by, I think it was 6 3/4, so we'll make it 6 1/4 if we can. Yeah, 6 1/4. We're just gonna, the way I do my liners is I basically cut it down like 1/8 of an inch. Why is this so crooked? Oh, this is crooked. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Here, let me get it. Use another piece here. That way I can use one for both sides. I got a ton of this paper. Oh, this will work. Yeah, this will work. Alright, what did I say that was? 5 1/8. 5 1/8, so we're going to make it 5. Because 5 1/8 is like half of that boy. And that should fit this way and still leave some like black edge on there. And it would be kind of a tealy kind of color. And then, let's see, what was it? 6 3/4, so we're going to make it 6 1/4 in height. So there's that one. I'll save this in case I need any more leaves because I'm not sure yet. Make this 5. And then 6 1/4. Like that. Okay. And then we'll decorate the outside after we get everything squared away with the inside. So let's get this in here. I'm going to give it a little bit of distressing. I call it distressing. Don't you use that whatever that's called with me. You do that to hair. I call it paper distressing because technically you're distressing it with ink. But that's just me. I got hang-ups on certain words, and that's one of them. The other one is eclectic. I can't stand that word. I don't know why either. It just bothers me. Just like Gray Scott. I can't stand that dude either. I don't know why. My husband says I have an unhealthy hatred towards him with no explanation. There's just something about him that just bothers me. And I think about it every time I have to watch a movie with him in it. I know. I've only heard that word one other time, and it was on Desperate Housewives. And she was telling the Gabrielle, she's the little Latina one on there. She was telling somebody that she needed to zhuzh her hair. And I heard that, and I was like, I may do, I don't know if I'll do those two. What did Ruby do with my thing? There it is. Let me not do that, because the last time I did that, I had little ends poking up, and I don't want that again. Alright, let's glue these suckers in here. And I highly recommend, if you're going to do like inserts and whatnot, use a good glue that's not going to come unstuck. Beacons is not good for bookmaking or stuff like this. It's usually good for like a liner like this. This is fine. I'm gonna put this right here, like so. My bumble. And if you have to use it, just make sure you get all the junk out, like flatten it. That way you don't have wrinkles. I don't mind using it. I kind of prefer the contact high. Yeah, it is a bit cringy, isn't it? Alright. And then I'm going to put this on this side. Oh my gosh. I could not get it square in the middle like that. That white design, again, if I even tried. I didn't even notice it. That's crazy. Alright, that looks good. Oh, no it doesn't. Let me straighten it out here. Always make sure you're straight before you go for the bone fold. Sorry. Let me get this little glue edge off. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. And then we'll do, like I said, we'll do the outside. Alright, so now, let me think about how I want to do this. Okay, so this is going to go in here. What I may do is I may put it up a little bit. So that way I could put the actual tree branch kind of under it. And then maybe I could put the leaves and stuff over here. And then maybe something kind of up from this to where it will do that. But I think, let me get this. I got this brown paper. It's in the same pack. And I think I'm just going to make the tree bark out of that. And I'm just going to like jimmy it real quick. Oh my gosh, what are you laughing at now? What? What did I do? Did I say something weird? Alright, so I'm just going to kind of cut it. Maybe one of these numbers here. And you can use your Distress inks to give your stuff a little character. So put this here. I may do something like that. Oh my gosh, I'm just on it today with the being on a roll and stuff. Kind of do one of these. Let me make it look more like a. You just kind of take it like this. Okay, and we're just going to kind of make it look a little bit more. Oh, thank you guys for the gifts. I don't really know what that means, but thank you. They changed things here on TikTok. I don't really understand it now, but thank you. So I'm just gonna take some black and I'm gonna do this with it. Just kind of keep them with the theme, I think. And then what you can do, let me move this because I don't want to get it on there. I like to give like my stuff a little bit of character, and you can take like a brush, or let me see if I got like a stick thing. I do. Let me grab this. Where'd those go? This might work. I would prefer a smaller one. Let me see if I got one handy. I always have to do something crazy like this and without any rhyme or reason or anything like that. So just bear with me. Just go along for the ride. It might be fun. Oh, hey, there's my other ruler. I was looking for that one. That's one I like to use because it's tiny and I don't run into stuff. All right, let me see if I got one of these bristly kind of brushes here. I don't see one. I'm the worst person when it comes to brushes, I swear. Like, oh, there it is. It's right here in front of my face. It's just hanging up here. I had it hanging on a hook. Get this. All right. I'm just going to take this. And I'm just going to run it up and down to kind of make like the, oh yeah, that's good. Forgot I filled that up. To make, you know, the tree stuff. You know, the thing. You know what I'm talking about. What the heck is that thing called? Tree bark. Tree trunk. There we go. I'll get there eventually. I'm just going to kind of do these. It kind of already has lines in it, so I won't have to put, like, get crazy with it. I'm going to need to fill this back up. Now, one thing, let's see. I've been using this a lot. It's a tree. I know. I just have. I already told like my whole family, like if I get dementia, I know what the word is going to be that I will absolutely not be able to remember, and that's pot holder. And I told them all, I'm like, if I start forgetting pot holder and I don't get to it eventually, that was my trigger word. And make sure you tell them when it started. There we go. See, I'm making it kind of, I know it might be hard to see. Here, I'll show you in a minute. I'm making it like, you know, take a bristly brush, make it kind of tree-like. Just to give it a little bit of character. So see, it like makes like little lines on it more pronounced. So that kind of helps. If I was doing this with like a cream paste or something like that, then I would probably take something like this. Actually, I have a tree thing, but you just kind of take it down like this and then just streak them like crooked, and then you could do a circle in the middle and then just streak around it and stuff. Oh, I lost my thing. I was like, where'd it go? Okay, so I think I'm going to put this here. Usually if I make like a tree or something like this, I don't leave. That's my pun for the day. I'll make this a tuck spot. But since there's going to be like a little pop-up above it, I don't want to do that. Because that might, if something's in there, well, this will be in the way anyway. But yeah, you can like make a tree branch, and then this could be like a pocket. Yes, I like that. I have a embossing folder that is a tree trunk, and when I do need it, I'll sit there and I'll make a bunch of them, and then I throw them in a bin, but I used them all when I did the fairy book. Okay. All right, so I'm thinking that maybe I'll put this like up here. Oh, hang on, my security thing's coming up. Yeah. There we go. Got it. I just saw it go in my face. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm just gonna cover this over with the tree branches, as long as they don't get in the way of Homeboy, who will be, let me find a thing for him. And then this guy, he can go down here like he's bowing down, you know, and then the other monsters can be over here, you know, doing their thing. Let me see if I got a Max here who is facing the right way. Oh, here's another one. Oh, here they are. Here they are. I hope they're all not facing that way. But I could try to make him, you know, kind of go like this, but I'm kind of a that way kind of person. Oh, there we go. He's facing that way. And then we got these guys. We'll put all the monsters in there. And then I got the wild rumpus thing we can put up there like he's announcing it. I think that will be good. Let me see if I got any more of him. I don't think I have any more of him facing the right way. So let me put this in here. I don't know though. We'll see. A good way to test this thing out too, after you know, get it all glued in there, is you take a little clip and see, he's going to be going like on this little tab, right? And you can clip him onto the little tab like that, and then you can kind of see how he's going to move and where you need to make adjustments. What I'll probably do is put a piece of paper on there and then put him on the piece of paper. It will be easier. So let me get this part in here. All right, and so put glue right here, and we're going to put it all on here, the flat part. Put it on the thing that moves. Okay. But move all this stuff out of the way. Like I said, the way that we want it is you want to be able to, crap, hold on, forgot and stuck my finger right in it. You want to be able to make it to where when it's closed, it will fold over all the way. So usually, I think I have the measurements here. You glue in card 3/4 from the middle fold and 3 3/4 from the middle. So 3 3/4 this way and 3/4 that way, which would be right about there, like that. And then like that. So I did write the measurements down. So 3/4, what was it? 3/4 from the card, or for this top from the middle fold, and 3 3/4 from the middle fold for there. So let me make sure I'm not all the way up here, which that actually looks right on the money with this glue. So from the middle right here, 3/4, glue it. From here, 3 3/4 is where it will start, right there. Get my little bone. And like I said, when you're kind of want a 90-degree angle, just about. If it's not, don't worry about it. When you open it up, it's usually about a 90-degree. Let me see, is that what this one is? A little bit. It's a little bit off, but that's okay. That's just so happened what my other one was. You push this all down so I can strap stuff to it. He's picking fungus. Oh, funny. Whoa, 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 what did I just do? What? Ah, I got some glue right here. Hold on. I didn't see I had glue right here. Let me get that off of there. There we go. All right. So let's see what we got here with this dude. I probably will not use all of his feet because that will be, whoop, that one will be too much and get too much in the way. I probably am just going to cut him like maybe, because his feet aren't going to be sticking out. It's just the top. So we want, when we open it, we're wanting him to poke up like this. And I need to put a piece of paper right there. I could do that. That might work. No, I won't. I'm trying to think of what color I want to do. Come in here. Let's see. Just want something simple because it's not that big of a deal, but may just do this dark color. Card size doesn't matter too much. I would say probably like 2 inches by 2 inches maybe. Be good. If you need something a little bit bigger, then just go a little bit bigger. I'll do 2.5 just in case I need some extra. All right. I just blew my leaves all over the place. So when this opens, we're going to go this, and then we're going to curve. I think we do, let me see, if I do it like that, let me do it sideways maybe. I'm going to clip this in here so that we could see what's going to happen to it. So see, it will turn about there. All right, let me make some adjustments here. Maybe like that when it's all the way open. So that way when it closes, it'll go like this, and then he'll pop up. That way it's nice and even, so that way I can, like that, you know, stick him up there and I'll put him in the leaves or whatever. So it'll kind of look like, okay, I got it in my head now. I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna keep this open, and basically in this little square, this is where you're putting everything, is right there. And just, you know, wipe it down a little bit. So when it moves, let me not lose him. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna clip this right there so it will stay and dry. You don't want to manhandle it too much. You make sure it's all pushed down. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the little, let me get all my leaves back over here, build the top of the tree around him. What was that? Oh. And what I'll probably do is I'm going to glue like these in here. I also have to make sure that when the thing turns back around, these don't get in the way. That's the trick too. I'm just gonna glue these all in here. I'm just gonna do a couple, turn it, do a couple, turn it, just to make sure. Better than, oh god, that's gonna drive me crazy. That way he has a good background too with these. So, whoop, make sure that we're turned okay. Yeah, all right. Seem to be good. They throw confetti. What throws confetti? Okay. Make sure thing kind of got all whacked out. Hold on. Yeah. Push that down in there. Where's that thing at? There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to have to put something over this so that way he can kind of pop out of the tree thing. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so that's like just the border, so that way it will blend in. Okay, so make sure we're still good. Turn, turn, turn. Okay, so he's going to be in here. When it opens, he's going to be like popped up like that. So then he'll turn. I'm going to make sure it doesn't hit the edge like that. So he'll be right here. And then what I can do is I'm going to try to put the thing over it, leafy things, or I may leave them like that. I don't know. Because he's going to be sideways and he'll just pop up anyway. I may do that because when you open up the card, you're not really seeing too much of the movement anyway. And I'm afraid if I put too much stuff on top, it's just going to get in the way and then it won't be able to move. And I don't want that to happen. I want it to be like, you know, good. So let me put him here. Maybe he'll go here. Let me see. I just unstuck it. Make sure it doesn't hit. Oh, that's perfect. So he's going to kind of do one of these numbers like that. You know, like he's kind of poking out of the tree. You know, I think that would be good. And then I'm just going to cover this over with leaves. I don't want to get too complicated because then it will just take too long. And like I said, I don't want to hinder him being able to move either, which that can happen. I've been there, done that. And I'm like, oh no, I got to start all over. And I don't want to do that either. Ah. So these are my leaves, which I'm hoping I will have enough. I think so. But you just layer on like this. And it seems to work pretty good. Even though it's not really leafy color, there's only like remnants of the green in it. I think it works. And it plus it goes with this paper. All right, and then I'll check it here in a second, make sure we're still moving and still grooving. Right. So I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Now these, I'm going to try to cover up the black here. And I'm just going to start probably right about there. Let me do a couple and make sure it still moves. Always, always, always check yourself before you wreck yourself. That was on a game that I played a long time ago called Zombie Wood, I think it was called. I'm a big gamer, so like yesterday, I beat one of my scores in Beat Saber, and I was so freaking happy. And I didn't have anybody to tell because nobody was here, so I was mad. I was like, nobody's around. Did it really happen? Kind of thing. Ella's mad at me and not playing Beat Saber anymore because I keep beating her high scores, and she gets mad. I'll put a few just like sticking out just a little bit. This will also help hold that piece in too. We just want it to go this way and boom. This way and boom. As long as he doesn't get caught, it doesn't get caught on this area. That's what we care about. So I'll have to leave a space right there because it's got to be able to fold. Start at the bottom. Oh, I will. I'll text you the next time I beat my high score. I always text you. Well, you've seen what my VR headset looks like. It has eyeballs on it and stuff. I was getting mad at some AI tennis chick I was playing yesterday. Oh, heifer. She would kept lowballing the balls, and I'm like, dude, what the heck? Put this over here. Cover all that up too. All right, let me just check. I'm getting kind of crowded. Okay. Yeah, I think when you check it like that, it's better. So that way I know it may take longer, but I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather it be right. All right. So I think it will still give a really good like effect because we'll have the stuff in the background too. Let me get all these out of here. Okay, I think we're still good. We're still good. His little ears may be getting in the way of something, but I'm not sure what yet. So just try to stick them down as much as possible. I need to squish these down. Yeah, it's Nana's. Nana's are in the way. His ears. Oh gosh. His ears. I call Nana's ears, okay? Don't think it's like something else. I had somebody think that. And I'm like, ears. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll look and I'll see. You mean to this one? Let's see. I can. Oh, yeah. I got. Yep, I can. I can put them right over it and I could shove them down in there like that. It's a sticker, so I won't have to glue. Let me see. Look at this. Let me even up the ears first, and then I'll tuck. I can. There we go. Oh, it's sticky here on the back. Hold on. Got something sticky back there. I don't think that will be a problem, but let me stick something back there so we don't have any issue with it. Just gonna stick a little piece of paper on his sticker part. Let's see, where is that? There we go. Oh. Flipping nanas. Alright, let me see. So far, nothing seems to really be in the way. It's just his ears. So that should be good, I think. Well, we'll see after this part. I won't put too many around his head because may get caught on there. Just enough to cover up this stuff. Maybe touching that one. Alright, hopefully, let me check it after this. We'll see how we're doing. See, the thing is, too, is I don't really squish them down. So, ooh. Now that's the one. That's one I was afraid of. Here, let me move this over. Put it more on the, because we don't want to bend his little nanas. Not too bad. I have to figure out what, I may have to put some more over there. Maybe it will smooth it out a little bit. Whoop. Okay, make sure we manipulate it a little bit, kind of get it where it's not gonna poke up. What is that one? Okay, it's hitting that one. Do I have any more? I think I used them all. Let me get. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Alright, let's see how this works right here. I don't know if it really, does it look like a tree? I think it does. I need to put some, okay. I see. Smush all these down. And let me see. Oh gosh. We got some warpage going on here because of all the glue. Let me pull it back this way. That's so much better. So there we go. So if you're gluing stuff on here, remember that glue kind of warps a little bit. So this is kind of warping. Just keep it kind of like down like that. So he's kind of like, looks like he's kind of hiding up in the tree. And then he goes this way. What am I stuck on now? Let me put it flat. Yeah, it works better when you hold it flat. So I'm just going to cut some more of these, and then I'm just going to, decorate around where that doesn't like interfere at really. I think that would be pretty good. Just put one more like right up there, just kind of make it look whimsy. Like almost like he's like, I don't know, playing hide and seek with the thingies. Let me put just a couple to kind of hang it down right there. And then I think that's not too shabby. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so again, oh, that feels so much better. Good and stiff. Way I like my men. No, I'm kidding. No, I do. Oh, here I got one more. I don't like to waste, so let me just whoop. Put that like right there. Alright, let me get all this junk out of the way. Make sure I got all the glue off my fingers because sometimes I touch things and then it gets glue on it. And then I'm like, really? Okay. I think I got it. Alright. Now, this is the easy part. It's decorating the rest of the... Hey! Oh, for pity's sakes. Look at that. That's okay. I'll use them. I'll have them, like, fall down. I knew I had more than that. I knew it. We'll just have, like, one fall this way. And then we'll have one fall, like, this way. Like, you know, like he's rustling up all the leaves in the tree and making them all kind of fall out. Like so. There we go. All right, now let's put the other dudes in it. Right here. Let me see. I don't think he'll get in the way, but make him be the bowing one. Be like right about there. Perfect. And then on the front, that's where I'll put the Wild Things paper and stuff. I got rumpus stuff. But yeah, like he's rustling them all up in there and trying. Oh, hey, it actually looks pretty good on my other screen. I see it now. All right. And we'll say this one is the dumb one. He's trying to chase after like leaves or something. Or after the other two. It's okay if we covered them up. We could probably put him like here. I had a little piece stuck on there. I'm thinking. Oh, I love it. Beautiful. Beautimous. All right, let's do the front. Oh, God. everything. All right. Oh, there's my other stickers. I was looking for these things. Here we go. Here we go. We'll put, and they roared their terrible roars. Where should I put this? I think it needs to go over here because I already have something over there. Unless, I kind of don't want to put anything in the tree though because of that. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get a stick. I'm going to put this on a piece of paper. And that way it will be all nice and stiff and stuff. All right. I could put that like right there maybe. Or like right here. Or right here. Maybe right here. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see what else I got. Like upper or lower. Upper, like up here. Okay, let me make sure I don't cover up dude. Okay. There's that freaky looking one. Like it's a word bubble. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, then I can put those on the front. All right, here. Just put his little crown on, and that'll help stiffen them nanas up. And I put this on a thick piece of paper. I'm not particularly a fan of like the white outline stuff, but I don't mind it too much with this. I'm just cutting this out real quick. And then I'll just put it like right there and glue it on. That way no sticky. Oh, I got something on my glue cap. There we go. I think I got it. Oh, yep. And I might have to let that dry before I close it. All right. Then I'll put some peoples on the front. And let me see what I got. That is probably not going to be big enough. No, that's not going to be big enough for the front. Let me find another piece. Yeah. No. I got all that other paper. All right, let me go grab the other. Where are they at? I have them right here. There we go. I am just about out of paper for this collection, so means I'm almost done. I just had a good idea for next little insert. I may make like a map fold out, and then I could do like put his little boat, you know, that little sticker, where is it? This boat on there on the map when it folds out, and then put like little dots, and then put like where the little wild things, these stickers on there, and then where the wild things are. Maybe I'll do that on, what is today? Tuesday. I'll do that on Tuesday. Turkish map. That'll be good. I think I'm going to do this one for fun if I can. Oh yeah, I got plenty of that one. All right. All right, let me make sure this is dry before I close it. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I may also, I don't know, I feel like something needs to go there. You know, I'm a space filler, so let me make sure. Oh, here. There we go. We can get a hold of it. There we go. Good. Let me do this. I can. All right. I have no idea what the size was of those. I think I did like. Get this. It's 5 1/8. Maybe just 5. Oh yeah, that's good. By so, oh yeah, 6 3/4. So we'll do 6 1/2. What was it? 3/4. So 6 1/2 should be good. Yeah. 5 by 6 1/2. By 6 1/2. All right, that's going to be a little distressing, and I think we'll be about at the end of it. Yee, yee, yee. Do something more fancy. I'll do the butt one. Thank you guys for all the likes and everything and joining. I appreciate it. Trust me, I want to be outside in my pool right now, but if I went out there, Jack started whining. He cries like a big baby every time the girls go out in the pool or something. And Jeremy was on a meeting and hit with his boss, and his boss thought that was one of the kids crying, and he's like, no, it's a dog. He's just being dramatic, like always. I know. He don't even want to go out in the pool. He's scared of it. He just doesn't like the fact that anybody's doing anything without him. He's an attention hoe, big time. Like, big time. We sissified him. Too much. But he steps up when he needs to, let me tell you. If a rabbit's in our yard or something, man, he goes nuts. So hopefully nobody would be dumb enough to sit there and try to break into our house, because I pity the fool. I pity the fool. They ain't gonna be good for him. Maggie will sleep right through it. She don't care. My dad came over one time to my house, and Jeremy had left somewhere and left the front door open, which we're up on that huge hill. Really, nobody's gonna come into the house, but the screen door was locked, or it was like, shut. And Maggie was on the couch, and my dad came in, and he's like, "Huh? Huh?" My dad is like born on the border of Maine and Canada, so he's got a very strong Canadian accent, and he's like, "Eh." And I had my headphones on, and I had no idea anybody was in there, because I thought he had shut the door when he left. And he came up here, and he was just leaning over my shoulder like this, and I could feel the presence of something. And I turned around, and I screamed bloody murder. And he laughed so hard, he thought it was funny. He's like, "I knocked, but nobody was answering." And I was like, "Isn't Maggie down there?" And he's like, "Oh, I walked right by her, and she didn't do nothing." I was like, "Oh, it's like, really? No good for nothing cat." She's a dog, but she acts like a cat. The only one that she actually barks at is Jeremy, which is weird. After 14 years, you'd think she'd be used to him by now, but she just is like, "Nope. I don't like you, and I'm going to make your life miserable." So I'll put like these two like on here, and then we'll put something up here. Yee, it's working good. Not too bad. Alright. Okay, I think I got it. Magpie. I call her Maggot or Maghole. I call Jack, when he's being a bud, I call him Jackhole. But I call her Maggot. Maghole. I very rarely call her Maggie. Ella calls her Dude all the time. "Dude, would you pick a spot and lay down? Why are you whining at me? Dude, dude." That's all she says to her all the time. "Dude." I'm like, "Will you quit calling the dog Dude?" Put something like this on here. Let's see. What are we gonna? I gotta get. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta use a brighter piece of paper. How about I use a yellow or something along them lines? Because that way I can. Oh, that actually kind of matches a little bit. Maybe that's too much. That's too much. Oh, I kind of like that better. Put a. I could leave it like that, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna put on here. I gotta think. Oh, wait a minute. I got stickies. I forgot about the stickies. I forgot about the eyeballs. Here, I'm gonna cut this down just a little. Make it like kind of a label. And maybe I'll put something like this on there. See, 5.5, so it'd be like what, 2 and some change. Make it 2.5 because that seems like a good size. And then I'll stamp something. Maybe I'll put like wild things or shake your rumpus. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm putting. Shake your rumpus. That'd be funny. When my daughter comes home, she's gonna think I'm talking to myself. Shake your rump. You ever see Van Wilder? Oh my gosh, I love that movie. Well, I did until Ryan Reynolds went dumb. But Taj, who's in it, he's like, I want to come here and shake my rump. I can't roll my R's. I'll put on here like shake your rumpus. Put like these little tree stickers or something by it. Just like right here. Yeah. Well, that's his forte, is like movies like Van Wilder and Deadpool. It's really hard though to like them though after that, but I agree. I'm okay with everything pre-Blake Lively. There we go. Let's just pretend like, you know, never happened. Is that straight? Let me look. Yeah, that looks straight. I got these little things right here. Maybe I'll put the stickies. I saw another one. Where did I see it at? Where did I see it? Yeah. You can do this. Like this. And like this. And then I'll put in there. And put this like right here. I'd fill some. I'm a space filler. That'd be good. Kind of shows I'm getting jiggy with it. All right. I think I'm gonna put this here, and then what did I say I was gonna put? Shake your rumpus. I gotta figure out how to spell rumpus. Oh, rumpus. Okay. Looks pretty good. Stick this dude right here. I gotta find a box to put my garden journal in and the garden house one that I just finished. When I do, I'll get it posted up to my Etsy shop. That one turned out so good. And I'm working on the blue one right now. I just got my pages all printed out, and I'm gonna make a thing for the cover too. Oh, let me give me a little max here. Put him like maybe like that on the front, like they're following him. That one's kind of big. Let me see if I can find a smaller one because he's tiny. Wonder if I got it going the other way. No, of course not. I'll do this one. There we go. All right. Now let me get my little stamps out, and then I think we're going to be about finite. Unless I put, oh, yeah, I forgot about a little back here. Probably put some of these little stickies up in here. They're doing the little rumpus thing. Oh, I realized that was a whole one. I like these square stickers for stuff like this. What's that other? I missed one of the monsters. Which one was it? I thought I did anyway. Oh yeah, this one. Is it this one? No, I got that one. Which one is that? No. This one. I'll put this one on there. Just like he's having a grand old time. There we go. Part of their wild rumpus. Alright. Shake your rumpus. What we're going to put on there. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. I'm going to just stick with the same stamps that I have been using. What did I do with those? They were just right here. Wait a minute. Ruby. What'd you do with them? She's messing. She was messing. Hold on. I think I may have put them in the drawer because she was messing. Which one? Well, I hate it when I hide stuff from her because she loses focus. And I'm like, here, focus. We got to get this journal spread done. Let me move my book and see if it's in there. What in the world did I do with them? What hanging one? Which hanging one are you talking about? Oop. Hang on, I'm trying to find my stamps. Let me see. Let me move all these papers that I just put up here because I guarantee it's probably all up under here unless I moved it. Of course, the one time I needed my flipping stamps, I hide them for myself. All right, let me get all these papers out of the way. Ah, there they are. I buried them. And then my chair went rolling. Whee! Okay, let me put this back over here so I can get that out of the way. Oh, she's gonna be so mad too that she didn't get to stamp nothing this time. Oh well. To think of something else for her to do. Oh, I didn't realize I had it that crooked. Well, that'd be okay. I know, I did too. I got them off like AliExpress, I think, or something like that. They're different. I wish they made them in square though. Like, so I could have a square pair too. Sorry, I was checking, see who wrote me a message. It was Jeremy. Said okay. Typical male response. You ever write like a freaking novel and then you get like one letter or one word response? Oh, I needed that again. Rumpus. Rumpus. Yeah, I have to do that. P-U-S, right? P, like puss. There we go. Oh, my goodness. Alright, let me set this. Okay, now I'm going to figure out where we're going to put this. Alright, so here's the book. Trying to keep them kind of even, Steven in here. Let's see, I got that one. I did that one and that one last time. So you put it right in here. Looks like it needs to be like right about within this business right here, maybe. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if this one will actually fit. Let me see if this will fit in here. I think it will. I always forget about the pockets and the other pockets and drawer. Yeah, look at that. Like a glove. See that? Yep. All right, let me lift you guys back up a little bit. All right. And then I'm going to lift you guys back up. So, where'd that go? What did I just do with that? Oh, it's over here. All right. Last time we made these little tuck spots in here. Is this one? That's the one Ruby did. All right. So this one actually fits all up in there. Look at that perfectly. So here we go. Shake your rumpus, and then boom, there he is, giggling in the tree. I think it works pretty good. So I think the next one that I'll do is I'm going to do like the map, the Turkish map. I think it's called the Turkish map, but no, actually, no, that's a different one. The one that I do is a little bit more complicated than that. And I may make a bigger version of that, and then I can do like his little, you know, like a map of him sailing to where the wild things are. And if I use that one sailboat sticker, and then I could draw like the little map and whatever, and maybe make like a writing spot like in the middle, and then, you know, the little trail goes over to the island where the little, it will show little monsters on there because they're farther away. So I think that will work. Aw, aren't you sweet? You all are sweet. I aim to please. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Jeremy was looking at my book, the one that I have all this stuff written down in, my book of secrets. He calls it my book of secrets. And I was like, you're going to end up having like a book where it's like the prestige, and you have to have a cipher to like decipher all of my stuff. And I was like, well, the problem is even if somebody got a hold of this book, well, it's worth probably a lot, but they ain't gonna be able to understand half the stuff in here because I do diagrams and stuff, so I can understand it. And you know, it would be really hard for anybody else to like really get what's going on in here. And he said it sounds like this book called The Method, and I think it was Archimedes' book, and it had like everything drawn in here like this. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. Oh, the most one that everybody wants is the twist and pop up with 4 cards that's pinned up in my profile. I'll have to do that one sometime, but it has to fit with what I'm doing. That's the only issue. Wait a minute, where'd that card? Oh, yeah. But what I do is I make my little templates and stuff, and then I take my little card here and I'll put this in here. Where is that? Where did I put that? But that's what he was telling me, that there was some book that somebody did. Oh, I even have, look. I have the Amityville book. Let me show you what I did. Hold on. There it is. What I do is I draw out how I want to do the book and how I want it to look, and then I get it out of my head on the paper, and then I make it. So all in all, I think I did a pretty good job mimicking that, because that's what I wanted to do. And then I write down like how much, the measurements of what I want to do and stuff like that. I highly recommend it for everybody. And then, oh, the roof, the angled roof. I've never done like a slanted and another slanted roof, so I had to figure all that mathematics out. You got to have mathematics if you want to do stuff like that. Where is this? I was gonna put this in here, and but yeah, I have all this. No, that's a sailboat. I just did that. Trying to keep all my stuff into one nice, neat little, oh, here it is, thing, so I can have it all. And you know, I'm always losing it, so that's why I'm trying to keep it into one thing instead of having multiple books. I'll just have one book. And then I'm just going to put this in there. So, because I already have a template somewhere else. So in case I need to go get my template out, because I have a huge box full, well, a trunk now full of templates. And I have to sit there and go through it and find the one I'm looking for. That's why I write on the front. So this is the one that we use today. Which is all you need is this piece of paper in order to make this kind of movement. And then like a card or whatever to put it in. And that's what makes it go like this way. And I think it moves a lot better because when you layer it more, especially on the sticker part, it becomes a little bit more durable. And yeah. The only thing I would change probably next time is I wouldn't use black as this. I would probably use like a matching color, but other than that, I'm satisfied with it, I think. Yeah, I know. Well, I did pop-ups in my scrapbooks first, and then I put them in my journal pages, and then I started making inserts for journal books that were pop-ups. So yeah, it kind of like has been like a generational like transition. I can put pop-ups into anything. I need to figure out how to do it now with mixed media stuff, which I probably have and I just don't realize that I have. I don't know. But yeah. So I think on Tuesday I'll plan on doing like a card for another insert. I'm trying not to do it to where they're permanent in here so they can all be taken out and everything. And I'll do an insert for a folding map. And I've actually made a book out of this before, which is kind of neat. I do that later on. And we'll do Max sailing to the island where the wild things are. And then in the middle, we'll do a writing spot. And I think that would be good. And we'll do that on Tuesday. And I'll be on at 5 p.m. to do that. So that works for me, I think. Hey, I didn't go over too much today. I think gluing all those thingies on is probably what took the longest. I think the pop-up itself was pretty, you know, small, or not as long. I have these little doodads. Where are they at? Looking for those big old paper clips. Oh no, this wasn't being paper clipped in. I already forgot. I was putting this in here like that. So that's gonna go in there. Whoop. Let me get my sticker so I don't get my sticker caught. That that fits perfectly in there. So yeah. So that's all good. And that sucker, this is exactly why I made a thick spine. If you are planning to make a book, one, you can follow my tutorial on YouTube. It's this kind of book right here, just a basic book. Everything that I add to the books, like the flaps and stuff, this is the base of the book that I make it from. And then I add on the flaps. Sometimes when I'm making it, I don't remember what the size is. And I can't give you an accurate measurement because I have stuff on the outside of it and it's not going to be exactly. So I try to remember to do it, but I always forget. But the basic book is this big. And the only thing that changes is the width of the spine and how many holes I do. Like this one is a 3 signature one. And I think the width, it's on one of my lives because I think I made this on live. The book. I think I've just done this only on live. And besides sticking the hair on, I think I did that afterwards. Is maybe 4 inches. It looks like it's about 4 inches. So if you're going to make a book and you're planning on packing it full of stuff, you need a wider spine. Because if you don't have a wider spine, you're going to end up with a book like that. and you don't want that. And that's one reason why I made this book so wide, is because I knew it was going to pack it full of stuff. So remember, if you're making a book, oh yeah, I've had the PET tapes probably for a couple months now. I also have 7 more that are going to be released. I'm just waiting on them to get here. And then I have 4 in pre-production right now. So yeah, I have Circus Zombie Baby Dolls, which is a pre-cut, pinups, they're pinup girls, and then the 5 that I just finally got that took forever is none of them are pre-cut. They're Oblivion, Black Swan, Highland Cows, Gods and Goddesses, and Labyrinth. And the ones the 7 that are on their way, Frida, and that one's not pre-cut because they're all rectangles, so I was like, why am I going to pay extra money for that? That's stupid. You can just cut them out. And then I have the rest of them are pre-cut: Ragdolls, Roaring Twenties, Fancy Nancy, and Oasis. Oasis has a border tape that is a companion that can go with it. That's Egyptian borders. And then the Ragdolls has a companion border that's stitches. Wider spine, thicker. I've never used thicker chipboard, actually. I've only used the same amount of thick, except when I did the garden house. And the only reason I used it, I doubled up on my chipboard. All I did was layer it on top of each other. And the only reason for that is because I had to make the peak of the roof. And that was it. So, but other than that, I always use the same amount. Now, for the Amityville book, the bigger the book I do, the more I'll layer the chipboard on there. That's the only difference. I use what I have, So yeah, I think that's pretty good. And I think I'm finally getting into a groove, and I like, so I'm going to have one project that I'm working on only on lives from now on. And I'm going to be making massive amounts of books. If you see me making a lot of books, just mind your business. I'm trying to get rid of paper. That's the only reason I'm doing it, is because I have a slew of paper that I have been trying to make books out of for 3 years now. And I couldn't before because I was slammed with Stamperia stuff, like projects and everything. And now I'm like, nope, I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it. So that's why I have so many books that I'm making. And I also put the digital papers, line papers for this, the love letters, and the garden house are in my Etsy shop. And then the timeless, the Bonnie or Blue Bell, what the heck was I saying? It was Blue Bell. I got the papers all printed out for those. This is what they're going to look like. This is on like off-white paper, but I have a video of how they look not in off-white. And those will be in there as soon as my Hubba Bubba protects them. But that's the book I'm working on right now, and I'm planning on doing a frame kind of cover thing right here, and then of course lace on the side. Somebody asked me to do 4 holes, which I think they were talking about 4 signatures. So this is a 4 signature book. And then the latch clasp I have here, instead of a ribbon closure. Those are not easy to do. I do not recommend it if you're a noob, because you got to do a lot of cutting and a lot of holes. So yeah, the garden book was the one that I did that had thicker chipboard, but it was actually just stacked up. I only did thickness on here and here just so I can have this as one solid piece, and that was it. But this part and this part, this part I also did thicker. So yeah. And I gotta find a box to put this in before I list it on Etsy, but I think everything is pretty much all dried up in there finally. This is not the first time I made a book like this. I've made tons of books with the little attics in it. The first one I think I did was a haunted house book. Or maybe, yeah, I think it was a haunted house book. I can't remember now because it was like 3 or 4 years ago. So, yeah. The class, I got it from our thrift store, Carm. It's called Carm. I don't go to Goodwill. I go to, it's Knoxville Area Rescue Ministry, I think it was called. And it's usually where I get them because somebody is a crafter in my area and they're always donating stuff. And so I get all their goodies. If I find any more, I'll send them to you whenever I finally send your pyramid that's under here. It's still under my desk. I gotta find a box. Where is that? Oh, I got it right here. I'll get it in time for the Egyptian tape to come out. And then I'll put, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a roll of it in there. And then I'll send it to you. You know, I actually made this on live. So if you want to go back and see it, it's on my YouTube channel, I think. All of my lives are still on my YouTube channel. They don't get rid of them, so I just leave them on there. I just think it's under like TikTok Lives or Restream. Oh, no, I don't care about the cost. Are you kidding me? That's a tax deduction. That's what I tell Jeremy. Anything I ship out is a tax deduction. And so I don't care about that. I just need a freaking box. So yeah. So I will be on Tuesday and we'll do the little folding map thing. I don't think that's one that I have done. I'm trying to think if I've done that. I don't think I've done that on a live that I'm aware of. So I'll have all this stuff written out and everything and measurements because I usually do a the part that folds out. I wish I had one handy and I don't. The thing that folds out, I usually put little shapes on them, you know, as a liner for them. And so I'll have those all measured out. Last time I did it, I didn't measure anything. So yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you guys for joining. And like I said, I'll be on Tuesday. Join me again. I'm on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesday at 5 p.m. and Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And y'all come hang out with me. That way I have adults to talk to because I get bored talking to children all the time. And a 4-year-old. And my husband. So, yeah. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday at 5 p.m. You guys have a great rest of your weekend and happy Father's Day to all the men folk out there. Yay. Don't buy your wife anything with her business money. That's my advice. That should be everybody's advice.